So, welcome to the Perspective Podcast.
Perspective.
That's
Ooh,
right.
Getting tangled.
Get entangled. All right, so we're here with Juju, also known as Julia Rose Fitness.
That's me, baby.
She's a personal trainer, fitness coach. She's going to get you right. Check out her page.
Please do.
So, I'm super excited. We met through photography.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I met Juju, and I think you guys would really like her. So, let's dive into the world and the mind of Juju, hear what she has to say, hear her perspective on things, and just keep on growing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Juju,
Love that.
thank you again for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me. Always wanted to do one of these. I feel so famous.
That's right. That's what happens when you put on the headphones. It's just this whole
It's like,
world.
wow, this is me.
Absolutely. So let me get a little bit of a background about Juju.
Yeah.
Right? So tell me a little bit about some of the hardships you face and how you overcome.
What is that sparkly thing, first of all? Sorry.
That is a coaster.
Can I see it?
Yeah, of course.
I just really like it.
Take that coaster. Now I know that it can be pretty vulnerable on the show.
So starting with definitely.
So whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, I definitely some hardships for me.
Mm-hmm.
Always been a very high anxiety person.
Mm.
I want to say I when I say high anxiety, I think when I was younger, I would just be nervous to take a test. I would just get test anxiety, and it kind of started from that, and it just progressed from there. I was in a relationship with somebody who was much older than me, and I'm not a person that goes out and regrets. I don't have really any regrets in my life. I make jokes the only regret that I have is that I didn't stick with gymnastics. Because I just wish that I could do the things that some of these girls do that I follow. Mm-hmm. And I know I would have been able to, but anyway, I just think everything happens for a reason.
Right.
But I also know too that there was a period in my life where, I was in a relationship, and I really don't talk about this much at all, actually. But just like anything, there's ups and downs, and I learned so much from that. But I think stepping away from that relationship, I was a freshman in college. I don't know, I started really getting super anxious. It just became more and more
from the relationship?
Yeah, just it became more and more prevalent, just anxiety. I got to a point where I literally was so out of control of myself, emotionally. I just felt so just not me, I couldn't control what I was feeling. I couldn't calm down. The thoughts in my head, just would not stop. And that's tough. And you know me, I'm super big into mental health. Honestly, at this point, I feel I'm more about that than obviously physical health. I'm a personal trainer, of course. But I think that it's the two go together so well, and they're so important. You can't have one without the other. I always talk about that with my clients. It really is. It's a mental game. Everything that we do, we're being mentally challenged in some way. And I think tying back to what I'm trying to, my ADHD brain, I'm blah, 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 so many thoughts.
No, this is
But
stress-free.
yeah, no, I know, but it's just funny because my brain is so all the time. I'll start one story, and then I'll tell another one, and then I'll tie it back to that one, and then we're talking about 5 things.
My brain literally works the exact same way. I've had friends kind of ridicule me in the past about it, and kind of tell me I'm not coherent, which is fine because I know exactly how I'm painting a picture with my words.
Yeah,
so
I'm
people
gonna bring
do
it
that,
back.
and it's normal.
Yeah.
So don't even overthink about that at all.
I just I think it's funny. Anyway, so I think that relationship, again, everything happens for a reason. We learn from these experiences. And I just remember, I'm a big reflector. I journal. And I after reflecting, because I think sometimes it takes time to understand maybe why we were feeling the way we do. Not, and you in the moment, you don't know. And sometimes when time passes, it's easier to understand maybe why you were feeling that way.
Right.
And I know that going to college and starting a new experience that, a new chapter, a new life, that's stressful. That's overwhelming. Not knowing what you want to do with your life. Not knowing what your group of people are. I mean, just the whole the whole like change for me really was college, being so like high anxiety. But really what helped me and what has always helped me is the gym. Like I used to be more into bodybuilding. I competed when I was 18 and it was great. It was such an experience. Will I ever do it again? Probably not. I was in a prep in 2021 as well, but I pulled out just because I was like, pulled out. Sorry. We can cut it, right? Or we
We'll
just
keep
leave
it.
it. I was okay. All right. I mean, you know, I have
This
to.
is organic.
Yeah, like I can't just like say that and not follow up with something like that. Anyway,
I love it. I love it.
but I see, bring me
Competing,
back.
mental
Thank you.
health.
Yeah, competing. I just wasn't ready. I was turning 21, and not that like I want to go out and drink and get fucked up, like. But yeah, I kind of did. I kind of wanted to like live a little. And I remember feeling like I was counting down the days to just for prep to be over. And I feel like that's not the point of it. The point of it is to, you know, be in every moment. Of course, there's going to be times that are tough, but
Right.
it just wasn't for me. And I think that was a really not part of me wants to be like, oh, that's the best decision I've made. But that decision, stepping away from that lifestyle, I think really helped shape me into who I am today. Because I'm so big again, being a personal trainer, being in the fitness industry, it is so physical, you know, like look at that person, or I want to look like you, or I want to lose weight. I want to get toned. Like everybody says, I want to get toned. That's my favorite. Getting toned and building muscle is the same thing. But anyway, it's more sustainable to, I think, have a relationship, obviously, that's healthy, mind and body, and not being so fixated on your external appearance. And I think we live in a world where, you know, everybody is so fixated on that. Like you said before we started this, like, oh, you go to the gym like every day, right? Like, yeah, I train clients, but I'm not beating my body up every day like I used to. And I also think like that ties it into stress. Like I'm not as stressed as I used to be. Granted, I have a lot more tools in my toolbox. But fitness it helped me, it saved me, but it also taught me so much about myself. Because again, as much as it's physical, like I can be in the gym every day, beating up my body, you know, building muscle. I also think it's important to step away from that and really like connect more with yourself, mind, body. Yeah, huge. I mean, I literally start with my clients. We start with breath work. And we cool down with breath work. I started implementing that, the past month or so. I also teach a class and we do that, but I think that's just game changer when you learn how to do it the right way. And also like, it's a free tool to literally calm yourself down. Like, oh, I'm stressed out, I'm going to go have a drink. Like, okay. Or like, I'm going to go like smoke a joint. Like, okay. Like, but don't you want to like not do that all the time too? I think it's okay sometimes if you're stressed out. Like, yeah, I would love a drink to take the edge off. I mean, we're human. It's not like there's worse things out there. But I also think that using what we literally have that was given to us the second we like came into this world is like so helpful. And so many people don't realize like when you're stressed out, just breathe, you know, like everybody has the like opportunity to do that. If you're not breathing, you're not alive. Like you're not here.
You know something that's like useful that I heard recently?
What?
I heard, and I don't know if this is actually true or not, but I heard that gratitude and anxiety cannot exist at the same time. Like
Yeah.
in your brain, where you process gratitude and where you process anxiety is in the same place. So if you're experiencing one,
You can't be experiencing the other.
right.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's what I heard. So even just taking a step back and just realizing what you're grateful for.
Yeah.
The fact that you can breathe.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact that you have a body that, I mean, some of us are blessed with people who love us.
Yeah.
You know, family members, like if we wake up and our like family's doing good, that could change our entire, like, you know?
Yeah. And that also reminds me of like, you can't have a panic attack and be controlling your breath at the same time. Is that the thought I was trying to say? I don't know if I'm saying that right. But you literally, it is impossible if you're having a panic attack, but you're doing breath work, like that's literally going to like bring you back down, you know? Because obviously when we're in a fight or flight state, we're usually, it's funny because I learned this at the new gym that I started at, and I'm still learning, but most of the time, you know, when we're stressed out or when we start like feeling stressed, we stick our chest out, you know, because our heart is beating and our rib cage flares a little bit because we're in that like fight or flight state. But when we really focus on the breath and bring ourselves back down, you're going to feel the benefits of just feeling calmer, you know? So that's where, and I think that is why my anxiety is so much better. Like, honestly, I was thinking on my way here, I'm like, wow, like I'm literally like not stressed out. Like I can't remember the last time truly that I was really like stressed out. I don't know. And if I am, it's like I find a way to bring myself back down, and truly by doing all of the breathing work. Oh, meditation doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, well, do you actually like, have you just done it once and you gave up on it? Well, that's probably why. Like, you don't go out and kick a soccer ball and then like you have to practice it, just like anything, any sport, anything that you do. So I feel like the practice that I have done, like in the gym, even at home, like has just made me so much more zen and calm, you know? Yeah. But again, you can't just like snap your fingers and be like, I'm fine. Like you gotta work on it. You gotta do the work. You can't just like expect to wake up and feel better. It doesn't work like I wish it did, but it doesn't.
So I have a complex question.
Yeah.
And you know, just answer honestly. Yeah. So are you able to like have a grasp on what like brings you anxiety? Is it like social pressure? Is it pressure to like amount to a certain standard? Do you have an idea of what it is? What's causing the anxiety?
I think,
and it's okay if you don't, because it's complex.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, like stressful situations, like when I'm definitely an empath for sure. So like, especially if people I care about and love, if they are, especially when I'm around them too, if their energy is not there, like I feel it, you know, especially if I care
energy
about
not
you.
There being
like
what?
If their energy's low, sorry.
Like they're sad or something?
Yeah, like sad. Like I'm like my therapist, she's like, you're like a sponge. Like I just soak onto that because I'm an empath. That's what an empath does. Mm-hmm. But I also have gotten better about removing, you know, like whatever you're feeling is also not my thing. Like that's not my problem, I guess. So it's like, I think being able to kind of put that like divider up and saying, okay, like I'm here for you, but I'm also like, those are not my emotions. And like I said, I feel like I used to be a lot more like that. But obviously through work, meditation, through journaling, honestly, I think has been such a game changer in like my growth, because taking what's here and writing it down and visually seeing it and reading it back to yourself, and also having that forever. Like I definitely am a forgetful person. Is it the weed? I don't know. Maybe. But also like, it's so helpful to have that to reflect back on and to remind yourself. There's been so many times where I'm like, oh, like I forgive this person, or like letting things just slide, when in the moment when you actually write down how you're feeling, it's so helpful to go back and like reflect on that and like reading your own words. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like gratifying in a way, because it's like the mind is crazy. And I think sometimes we tend to, how do I want to say this? Because like the example I'm thinking of when I just said, like looking back, that just like my brain just went back for a second. I remember another relationship, because everything's experience, and obviously like relationships are a huge part of like meshing you into like the person that you are. And I'm just thinking back of, I have learned so much about myself through journaling as well. And that's definitely helped with my anxiety, because I know that I like wrote down at the time, one of my partners, like the words that was said, literally word for word. And I think as time goes on, you know, we forget or we forgive. And I think, you know, forgiveness is important. Like, let things go, like, move on. Why are you going to have like resentment? But it's also nice to like know, like, these are the exact words that came out of your mouth. And like, you can't change that. Like, you can't take that back, you know? So yeah, just kind of going down the path of like, if you don't journal, like, start, because I feel like you start to learn more about yourself. And like, again, words are powerful. You know, like, you can say them, but I think also seeing them too, especially when it's in your own writing, like from your head, like on paper, it just has also been like a great tool for me. But really, that was a long answer. But I think also my anxiety stemmed, because I don't really care anymore. I knew, like, growing up, I've always been different. Like, we were talking about this, my mom, like, I was just like that loud, like, sparkles. I'm wearing some today, but I just like always wanted to be this just outgoing, crazy. I wanted to be a singer, like, out there. And I feel like when I was growing up, I didn't care. I just was who I was. And then I think we grow up a little bit more, and then, you know, you have to like try and fit in and like blah, 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 and like going to college. So I think that's also a big reason why I was anxious, is because I think I was afraid to like be who I was. I knew that I was different, and I know I'm not like everybody else. And I think I had a hard time I think I felt like I needed to like fit in or be, like, complain, blah, blah, blah. Like, a lot of people are complaining and this and that and just like negative. And that's not me. I used to be very negative. Right. And that's why I was so upset. So I think getting over the fact that like, I am who I am, and I love it. You know, it's taken me time to get here. And of course I'm human, and I still have my moments of like, why am I like this? Or like, I make fun of myself. Like, we started the podcast, like, I'm like, why am I like this? I ask myself that. But then again, like, it's who I am. And I think the more we can embrace that,
right,
the better and the happier of a life we're going to have. I mean, no one person is the same,
right,
you know? So I think that answered your question.
No, I'm definitely with that. And I actually resonate with much of it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Because even back in the day when I was younger, I used to act in plays. I used to like be part of choir, be like the same thing, dreaming of like either being a singer or being an actor, just having these big dreams and always kind of being like the center of attention.
A dreamer.
A dreamer.
I literally was talking about this last night with my friend from Ireland. Like, we're very similar. Like, I'm like, you're a dreamer. Like, we are just dreamers. Like,
that's right.
There's so much more out there for us, and our life is kind of like just getting started, you know? And I think not settling for things that are not giving you all of the value that you want. I mean, I think a lot of us, we just settle. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm happy in this relationship. I'll just stay right here. And it's like, but are you? Like, are you happy? Like, why settle? But
right.
People just get comfortable. And then, you know, life goes on, and then it's, oh, I wish I did that when I was younger. And I don't know. I'm reading a book right now called Things That Matter. Shout out to Sedona. She put me onto this book. Really good so far. And I was just reading a chapter in it, and it really stuck out to me. The author was talking about a family vacation that him and his family had went on years ago to Costa Rica. And they were on what is that?
Cruise? Shit.
Yeah, they were like dolphin seeing. There's like a certain
wow.
I forget like the name of the boat or something. Whatever, doesn't matter. But they were like out on the water, like dolphin watching the sunset, blah, blah, blah. And they also were like jumping into the water off of, what was it, like 25 foot, like from the top. And so he was just describing how, of course, you know, the younger, like the kids and the younger boys were the first ones to go. And then I'm just like looking around. And for the first time, I'm really just observing the people like around me in that moment. And I noticed how many elderly people there were. And my wife came up to me and was like, hey, are you going to jump in? And at the time, I think he was like 43 or something. I'm relatively like fit, like in good shape and good health. And I was like, yeah, like I am going to jump, like while I still can. And I just love that because I don't want to live a life of regret. Again, I don't have many regrets, only that I didn't do gymnastics.
Right.
But I don't want to look back and be like, I wish I did that. Because I
Right.
feel like, especially being in the industry of working with people and hearing about people's lives, some people they've lived. And then some people are like, I wish I did this more. I wish I traveled. Or like, oh, don't have kids yet. Like, just wait. And not anytime soon. Not planning on it. And I just think that we just need to live, you know, like be here now. I know I want to travel. I know I want to do all these things. And so that like kind of aha moment, yeah, I need to just do it like
Right.
while I can. So I really liked that. Yeah, I think a lot of us get comfortable and then we get stagnant and then it's just like a vicious loop.
Right. I'm like very grateful for the seed of being a dreamer. That was planted in just who I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think everybody has that. I mean, I literally am a dreamer. I was that kid that would daydream in class. Like, I remember like my teachers, like when I was like younger, my mom would be like, oh, like so-and-so said that you're like daydreaming a lot or blah, blah, blah. Like just sitting there in my own world. And I still am like that. But I don't know. I don't think it's really a bad thing. It's just I see and I want to do so much, you know? I'm
Right.
not just, yeah, I graduated college and like I have a job and whatnot, but that doesn't mean I don't want to just stay put here for the rest of my life.
Right.
Like I want to see things. I want to experience. I've only heard all the amazing things about like when you travel, how much
Right.
you learn about yourself.
I think when you're a dreamer, you like get like the power to believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like you imagine this way of being,
Yeah.
and then you just can constantly get bombarded of the opposition of that to kind of fit in, to go into that 9 to 5 job, to work this
Yeah.
conventional life, but you have something inside you that is so against it.
Yeah.
So you're just constantly uncomfortable, constantly uncomfortable,
Yep.
constantly uncomfortable. And when you're constantly uncomfortable, you can't just sit still. You know what I mean? You're forced to figure out new ways because you're
Yeah.
so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't work.
But you have to be uncomfortable to
Yes.
like grow. That's the thing is like if you're not slightly uncomfortable with what you're doing, you're not really growing. I mean, like, and being in the fitness world, and so I'm a coordinator for a program that we have. I work at Ativa Wellness in Prospect, and it's so great. It's such a great environment. It's a semi-private gym. And so we have memberships. We have the Platinum, which is like your more like the exclusive. It's our highest membership. So price starts at $99 a month. And you get unlimited group fitness classes. We do complimentary chair massages. We have a partnership with Body Energy Center, which is a massage place right up the street. And you have all these other great perks. And it is like most of the time you go in there, you're not trying to get on the next machine before, like there's nobody in there all the time. Like it's a nice like intimate vibe, which is why people love it. We have the classes, we have guest passes. I mean, it's great, but I'm also obviously I'm personal train. We take clients as well as just people using the gym. Like you book with a personal trainer for one-on-one. But we also have a 12-week transformation program, and we just started that early September. And so I'm the coordinator of that. And I love it, and it's great. And I literally come in, and people come in, and they meet with me to hear about the program. Obviously, it's mostly women between, like, I want to say 30s and 60s. So if we're trying to target the right group of people, a lot of these women are, like, in menopause or going through it, trying to lose weight, trying to build a healthier relationship with themselves, have kids, don't really have time for themselves, but they're trying to make time, which is great. It's like when they come in, I'm like, you are already like making the right step, the step in the right direction, which is awesome. But it's also tough sometimes because, and I don't mean for this to sound harsh. And if it does, sorry, I'm a Taurus. So it's like that bull in me sometimes. But I think that at the end of the day, truly, you are the only person holding yourself back from like reaching your goals. I had a lady that came in and I kind of like got the vibe right away, like she's probably not going to join, which is okay. You know, it's not for everybody. And I gave her the whole spiel about the program, and I'm showing her the time slots that we have to come in, because with the 12-week transformation, you have semi-private training. That's like obviously a big part of the program. And that's like what really the price reflects. How many times do you want to come in and work with a trainer? Cool. You want to come in 3 times a week? That's going to be more money. But you get a workout plan. You get a meal plan. You get the platinum membership. So that's unlimited group classes. Like, you have so many resources at your fingertips. Like, it's crazy. And also, like, we're charging a pretty good price. A lot of people, a lot of coaches and trainers out there, like, things are expensive. So, like, everything that you're getting is for such a good deal. But again, at the end of the day, like, we are just making those excuses ourselves. She's like looking at the times, and she was saying how, oh, like, I'm not coming. I don't work out at 5 o'clock. And I'm like, okay. Like, she's like, you don't have any like 3 o'clock times? I'm like, no, like, unfortunately, like, what you see right now is like all that we have. And so I was like, you wouldn't, like, 5 o'clock wouldn't work, because she gets out of work at like 3:30 or whatever. And she's like, oh no, like, I'm gonna be too exhausted. And it's like, okay, well, then you're and this is the harsh thing that I was like, I'm trying to sound harsh, but you're probably not gonna reach your goals. And like, I'm sorry for that to sound like so harsh, but you are standing in the way of yourself. You know, if you want to, you have to get uncomfortable. Why can't you come at 5 o'clock? Like, we don't have this time, but I think if you really wanted to, you would make it work. You would find a way. But again, it's uncomfortable. You have to get yourself in those uncomfortable situations and put yourself in them to grow. I mean, I think for me, it's kind of like, well, what do you mean? It's a no-brainer. I've been in the fitness industry since I was 17. I'm 23. So it's been some time. And it's so natural to me now. Like, I know exactly what to do when I come in here and go into the gym. Like, it's just, I don't even have to think about it. But obviously, that's not most people. And that's like why we need trainers. And that's why people are signing up for the program. So I kind of like have to take a step back and be like, okay, like, I understand, like, a big reason why people don't reach their goals and are not like in the gym is because they feel uncomfortable. You know, they don't know what to do. But again, how are you going to grow if you don't get uncomfortable? Like, we have to put ourselves in those situations. That goes for anything in life, not just the gym. Right. Like, yeah, I want to go to Australia, and it kind of makes me uncomfortable thinking about going all the way across the world, like a fucking 2-day flight, but I'm going to do it. And I know it's, you know, easier said than done, but you have to just do it. Nike, just do it. Like, literally. That's why the brand is so successful, because you got to just do it. Right. Like, literally. So, I don't know. I think that, again, a lot of us stand in our own way. Mm-hmm. And
I think your anxiety is a blessing.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I think it becomes such, like, when you, like, I'll share some experience I had with, like, anxiety as well. So, like,
yeah,
back in the day,
I was gonna say, enough about me.
No, not even close. This is Julia's episode. Come on now. This is why we're chiming in today. So, something with me, like, back when I was quite a bit younger, I used to always get extreme anxiety about death. Like, I'd always just constantly just think about dying. And I remember I used to always call my mom and be like, just need some reassurance. You know what I mean? I used to be so fucking scared.
What would make you, like, be scared of that? Like, did you watch horror stuff? Like, what influenced that, like, thought to, like, there has to be something that's, like, that makes you think about that. Is there anything you can think of? Like, did you watch scary stuff? Like, I know I'm a fucking pussy. Yes, that would make me, like, more nervous.
It had to do with, like, my father. You know what I mean? A lot of violent shit that he would be a part of. Okay. So, like, I would just be in that world. Yeah. And experiencing that type of shit kind of really forced me to
grow,
think about that type of stuff. Yeah. So I remember I used to just, like, freak the fuck out. Yeah. I used to, like, close my eyes and be like, is it this for eternity? And then I would just think
about, like, the anxious feeling you're talking about?
No, like, close your eyes. Yeah. See how it's just blackness, like,
Yeah.
and you're conscious.
Yeah.
See how you're conscious, but you're just like looking at nothing.
Yeah.
Is it that for eternity? I
Like,
used to freak.
what is it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to freak the fuck out, and then there'd be like, so I also got in 2 accidents where I experienced like severe concussions.
Okay.
So it completely erased periods of time from me like being aware. So I remember
Yeah.
laying down on a trampoline to waking up in the hospital 3 days later.
Yeah.
Snap of a finger. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm saying, right, we're sitting here.
Yeah.
Hospital.
Yeah.
Like no gap.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's so confusing to the brain. It's
so
like,
I'm-
what happened?
I'm like, is that what death is?
Yeah.
That period in between where it's like nothing ever registered. You know what I mean? I'm just gone. I'm erased. So I used
Yeah.
to like freak out.
Yeah.
But like, and it used to be so consistent. Like I couldn't control it. It would just like be for quite some time. And you experience anxiety for such a long period of time that you're forced to now create a mechanism or cope with it. You're just supposed to cope with it.
Yeah.
You're supposed to like, it just becomes not as strong. If
Yeah.
you experience it for so long, you're not like, I'm not scared of it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and like now I'm actually kind of looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to my death.
I am.
But I think, okay, so something to add on to that is I think the happier we are, and again, that's why like jump while you can. Like the happier we are with our life and, you know, trying to be as present as we can in moments. I know for me, I definitely am a lot better about like being present, you know, putting my phone down, not, oh, I gotta check. I mean, sometimes, yeah, you gotta check Instagram, you gotta, you know, see how many likes you got, whatever. But it's nice to like put it to the side and enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Because I think the more we can enjoy the moment and be present, the happier we are. And then
Right.
the more of a fulfilling life that we live. I mean, again, literally just read this in my other book and reading it
Life
in the
is
one I'm reading
complex,
now. It is complex, but I think when we slow down and try and be grateful for the things that like happen in our day that are great, like this doesn't sound so silly, but gratitude. No, literally, like I'm so grateful that I got the right coffee order. Like, why not be
What did you
grateful
get?
for that? I literally got and I'm so bad. I'm drinking coffee on an empty stomach, so I'm like, oh my God.
What a
why did I
bad
do
girl.
this? I know. I'm gonna shit on the couch. I'm just kidding.
Wow. Okay. That'll be a clip. That'll be a clip. Girl shits on the couch.
Girl shits on the couch.
That's the podcast title.
Oh my God. I'm trying to hold on.
You don't even know what you got?
No, I do. I just want to read it.
You want to read it?
I want to read it.
Don't you have to say it in order to order it?
Hold on. It's literally just
You better talk in that mic.
it's literally just a hot coffee with oat milk.
Are you kidding me?
And
All
pumpkin
that
sauce.
just to say
Yeah.
it's just a hot coffee.
I wanted to like read it how Starbucks has their little receipt on it.
Oh, you don't get Starbucks?
I love Starbucks. Honestly, Starbucks over Dunkin' every single day.
Every day.
Every day. And that's what I mean. Like, that's what made me think, like, I'm grateful that I got the right coffee order. Because I know if I went to Dunkin'.
Tell me
and
you live in a
I'm
first
not
world
trying to-
country without telling me.
I'm not trying to be like, Dunkin' sucks. Like, I'll have a coffee here and there from there if I want to.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
my money is towards Starbucks over Dunkin' because, again,
Because they
I'm
know
big-
your name. They remember your name.
But they also just, again, I'm big into vibes. They
Good vibes.
just, they're friendly. They're nice. For me, at least, I always get the right order. And I think like those little things like that matter, you know? So yeah, I'm grateful today that I got the right coffee order.
I want to go back into living in the present.
Yeah. Yes, I know. I was just going to say, I want to come back to that thought. Sorry.
That's okay.
ADD.
It's okay. I think it's kind of relatable. But going back into like living in the present and
Yeah.
like while I was saying like life is kind of complex.
Yeah.
Because like if you're just doing, I know for me, like if I'm just doing shit that's pleasurable in the moment, then my future self is kind of like, you know what I mean? Talking about like living with regret.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My future self is going to be like kicking myself in the butt because that time could be used better, even though it's not necessarily pleasurable. Like even when you're going to the gym, right? You're putting,
Right.
I mean, that for me, that's a lot of pleasure.
Yeah.
But you're putting yourself through pain
Yeah.
and it pays off for the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pain right now pulls out for the future.
Got him.
You know what I mean? You work on your business, you work on whatever. It may not be as gratifying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe kind of grueling, maybe depending on what your attitude is.
Yeah.
In that moment, it's not the purest amount of pleasure, but it's going to pay off in a way that will make you much more fulfilled and at peace later on. So
Exercise is medicine. It literally is. I just went to a conference last week, NEACSM, New England chapter of American College of Sports Medicine. And so really interesting stuff there. It was nice to hear like some professionals.
ACSM. Did you explain it? Wait, what was it?
So it was the New England chapter, ACSM. So that's another like personal training certification. That's like, you know, NASM, National. Yeah, that's the one. That is the certification that I have. But ACSM is supposed to be like really great as well. So really awesome. Learned a lot there. And they kept saying, and something that keeps coming up in my head, and it's so true, like exercise is medicine. You know,
health is wealth.
Health is wealth. And that is something, again, bringing it back to like the 12-week transformation. I tell people like in my spiel, in my pitch, your health is an investment. You either pay for it now. Or you're going to have to pay for it later, you know?
In the worst
and it's
way.
tough. It's tough to hear that, but like, why wouldn't you take the time to connect with yourself and do something good for you? That literally is like, that's what I love about personal training is like, I go into my job and like, I'm promoting health. Like I'm promoting something that is so good for you.
They're like them becoming their best self.
Yeah. Like
the betterment of people.
Do I love bartending? Yeah, it's fun. But I think it's really cool when you have a job that literally is so good for you. Obviously.
Your soul.
Yeah. Not just like physically, not just mentally. Yeah. Like that's obviously huge. Like I said, those are huge things, but all around, good for you.
I think that's like it's a solid foundation.
It's medicine.
When you not just that. I mean, it's medicine. Like when you're actually just working out, but like the fact that you're in that career, right, and you feel so fulfilled with it. Nobody can take that from you.
Yeah.
No one can be like, "Yo, fuck you for selling this."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they can.
They can.
I'm sure people have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're
always
selling
gonna
anything.
Be haters.
Yeah, but like when you're doing something that you like, it's just good for your soul. No one can take that away.
Yeah.
No matter how negative, no matter how much people want to talk shit, it's like, what does that shit talking even fucking mean?
Yeah.
It's
what
nothing.
Is it for?
Which I mean, it just strengthens you.
Yeah.
You know, you can just sell it that much harder when you truly believe in your product.
Yeah.
But you also sit well, and you're just more at peace with yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so that's beautiful that you found something that
like
really works with you.
Loving what you do. I mean, granted, I hear people like, oh, I know some people that have been personal trainers or they're like burnt out of it now. And burnout's a thing. Like, who knows? Maybe that'll happen one day. But I love what I do right now. And like, that's good enough for me. You know, I think that it's like, this is my job and I'm doing it for the rest of my life. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. I at least know with myself, I'm very, again, like ADHD, ADD. I asked my mom, I'm like, did you get me tested? I think like there was like definitely some ADD. I used to like have a 504 plan. So like I would go in and like have extra time to like complete like my tests in school just because I was so, again, test anxiety, but also I had a hard time focusing. So
you got to realize too, like all the system of how we structure education and sitting down, like it doesn't work. It goes against our biology.
Yeah.
You know, like no matter how much people want to say whatever they want to say, just like with the whole idea of a soul-fulfilling job, like our education system, our work system goes against the structure of our nature, of our genetics. It goes against it. So don't feel it's normal.
Yeah. But I really like know that I'm the kind of person that is going to do so many different things. I mean, I can't just do one thing. Like personal training, like I love that. But I also know like I really want to get, and I have been finding myself, again, going into the gym, getting a good workout, but I just find myself getting into a flow state always lately, like yoga. It just calls my name. And I have all these ideas, like getting my yoga cert. Like, why not? Why not like building and learning all these different things? Like I can't just, and I think that's a good thing, you know, like growth, like education, fueling your mind with this stuff too, because fitness is always changing. Like this world is never just going to be, okay, we figured out exercise and that is that. There's always more information. Like I go on Instagram, and not to say like the best quality stuff is on there, but I follow some really great doctors, and one that I actually got a training from in Boston, and I'm always learning new stuff. There's just so much out there that we still don't even know yet. I mean, so
Never will.
yeah.
You can always keep asking why.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much more to learn. And I think that like keeps me going too.
Right.
I don't want to just choose one thing and do that forever. Like I want to keep learning and growing and trying different things. You know,
America.
America.
America kind of fucking sucks. You know why? Because we always got to feel like we got to just win at something. We got to win, and that's the game.
Yeah.
But the best things in life,
so fast.
But the best things in life can't be won.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
marriage. If you want to get married, you gotta.
You gotta put a ring on it.
No, you
first
gotta.
Of all.
You gotta go after it every single day. You know what I mean? Like it's not like something that you just win in. It's something that's a process with fitness and your health.
Yep.
It's something that you just venture on, continuing to be able to do business.
Yep.
Like that business itself, being an entrepreneur. Like it's not like this one and done. It's this continuing to do business. It's continuing to have a family, continuing to work on yourself.
Yeah.
It's a process. It's not an end result.
No.
That's the most, and those are the most fulfilling things in life: family, marriage, your career, your health, your fitness.
But
like,
you have to build off of it. You can't just, like you're saying, it's not like, oh, I'm done, we're married. Like,
it's every day.
It's every day.
It's
you
showing
have to
up.
Put the work
it's
in.
showing up every single fucking day.
Yeah.
And that's the game. That's how you win.
Yeah.
By getting up every day.
Yeah.
And showing up and giving your utmost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then but you never know where things will lead.
No.
That's the fucking game.
No.
Leaning into the uncertainty with 100% of yourself.
And yeah, building off of like everything you're saying. We live in a fast-paced world too. Everything is so fast here. And I have again, through like work, through meditation, I find myself being a lot slower now with everything that I do. I used to be the person that would sit down and finish their food first because, bodybuilder, gotta get those gains. At least I used to be like that. And last week when we were at the conference, I was with all the girls and everybody was done. And I'm not saying, they were like shoveling it, but I just was like taking my sweet time. And the owner, Brooke, she's just like, you just like live in your own world. Like you're just, and not in like a mean way, but I forget exactly how she worded it, but I kind of just like, she's like, I think it's great. Like you have your own sort of thing. You just like take your time with things. And
right.
like,
it's exactly like when going back to the idea of like your career and like when you're so fulfilled with it, like no one can take that from you. If you're so fulfilled or sure of yourself, no one can take away from your tempo, your processes,
your tempo.
the way that you register things, how you respond to things. There's no right way to respond.
Yeah.
There's only the way that we respond.
And the way that is like just natural to you. Like just going about life without letting other people like affect you, like just being truly present, like is what it comes down to. And I think that a lot of us don't know how to do that. Like I have clients that come in and they'll work with me. I am not granted, I don't think I have like the training. That's why also I would love to get my group fitness certification because that'll help me like kind of do more circuit style stuff. Granted, you learn this when you personal trainer, blah, blah, blah. But every trainer is different and we all have a different style. And I personally, I don't like teaching people because a lot of people that come in too are, most people like trying to lose weight, trying to this, trying to that. We can go through the motions,
right?
But don't you want to go through the motions and do it right?
Yes.
So why are we going so fast? That's why I don't always love circuit stuff because we can't really make corrections as easily when we're just going so quick. And I truly believe like some people think, oh, in order for me to lose weight, I got to move so quick. And it's like, no, you don't though. Like when you slow down, again, we start with breath work. When you slow down and connect with yourself and you actually feel your muscles contracting and stretching throughout the exercise, like that is building muscle. Like time under tension is what builds muscle. And I tell my clients that all the time. So there's no need to come in here and, do 12 squats in like under 30 seconds or just rep it out. Like slow it down. Focus on the eccentric, again, time under tension. And I think that it's, like definitely Beautiful. My clients are like, some of this stuff, and I love it. Like, I'll show them an exercise and I'm like, okay, so this is what we're going to do, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, oh, okay, that looks easy. But then when you put your body in the position and you actually think about all these cues, like, okay, we're going to go into a dead bug position. So your arms are going to be straight up, fingertips are spread, knees are going to be in line with your belly button. Knees are bent, feet are in dorsiflexion, so your back is completely on the ground here.
All right, we're going to need a part 2 video, an actual video demonstration of this. So make sure you check out her page for that video.
Yeah, no, for real. And I mean, like we were talking about, definitely have to do some content like in the gym too.
100%. So, look out for that collab as well.
Yeah,
guys.
For real. But really breaking it down and thinking about putting your, don't just, okay, I'm just going to lie down and put my arms up. I feel nothing. Okay, well, because you're not thinking about what you're doing. Like, you're not thinking about the muscles that you have to use. Like, this is a core, but this is also a full body sort of warm up drill, exercise, whatever. And again, bringing it back to, as much as it's physical, it is so mental. Like, you
100%.
you can't just go through the motions and not think about what you're doing.
Right.
Then people wonder why they don't get results.
Right.
Again, exercise is medicine. I can just go on and on and on forever about it.
That's
we
good.
gotta be present, you know?
That's good. That's
With
good.
everything.
That shows a lot of passion, and it shows that like you can create a lot of content about this too to help people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people can
Yeah.
really go down a rabbit hole looking at Julia's content.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what the potential that we got here. Mm-hmm. So don't apologize. You know what I mean? I think it's time for your actions to, help you out for your future. You know what I mean? You got all that. So don't
Yeah.
apologize to me.
Yeah.
Only apologize to yourself if you don't do something with it.
I know, that's the thing.
You know what I mean? You
It's
got
like
all
we
this
can think
information.
about it, and that's my problem. It's like, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll think about doing that. And then like time passes and it's like, okay,
Right.
well, are you going to do it? Like that's me
I
with
know
my
you
travel
will.
plans.
I know you will. You're still
Yeah.
young. And I got to say, like, as someone who's 23 years old, you have such a mature mind.
Yeah.
Like you're present, you're conscious, you're
Yeah.
considerate, you're empathetic, but like you have a very mature mind.
I try because
Honestly.
I being this way again helps me. Like I just feel so much better about myself, and I feel like I can give more to other people by being, this way, spreading love. I mean, I wanted to mention that and be like, do you think that's a good podcast name? I keep thinking
Why
about
not?
that lately, like spread love. Hey
Sounds
guys,
good to
welcome
me.
to another welcome to another podcast, another episode here on Spread Love. Like, cuz truly with everything, like I just think that spreading love instead of spreading hate is just the way to go. It makes you so much happier.
Love is definitely more sustainable than hatred.
Yeah. Yeah. And the more I just let it be, and even if we don't click, or I don't vibe with you, I'm
Just
not going
all
to be
love.
a dick. It's just it's all love too. Like
Right.
I also like wish you the best with
Right.
all of your life journeys.
That's facts.
Like you're not going to sign up for the 12-week transformation. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. But like I wish you the best on your journey.
Yes.
And if you need anything, we're here.
Absolutely.
Spreading love. Like,
That's it.
because you also don't know, you get so much more in return when you spread love too. Like you leave the door open for like opportunities and connections, but when you're just so cold and hateful, you're in negative, that's what you're going to attract.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So there's actually a little podcast that I had not long ago. And fuck, I just lost my train of thought. Why do I always do that? It's that ADHD too.
I was literally just
Gosh.
going to say it. God
Gosh.
damn.
Gosh darn it. Fuck.
Forgetting my train of thought.
Jesus. Oh man. It was something what you were saying. I forgot what you said.
Well, we've been saying a lot.
Yeah, I
You
know.
got to be more specific.
Yeah, definitely. I know. Damn, that sucks. Why am I blanking
Your
so hard?
podcast, an episode that you did.
Yeah, we were talking about something, but it had to do with something.
Just take a second.
Oh, that's not
Relax.
captivating. That's not captivating. Oh man, I'll go back to something else. Oh, so I'll go back to this in the meantime.
Okay.
So when we're talking about breath control and the breath
Yeah.
work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how crucial that is, you know what I mean? I think, as you mentioned, like the mental health aspect is huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because fitness allows you to acclimate to being uncomfortable, right? You're putting yourself in a position of discomfort on a
Yep.
frequent basis, and you're learning how to navigate that and to make it more, how to just like assimilate to that, so it's not as uncomfortable, right? And then there's also the mental effects of all of that. That's the assimilation comes from the mental effects. How are you able to sit with this?
Yeah.
But actively putting yourself in there, the mind after you work out, you know what I mean? How you deal with discomfort after that, right? When you're in your day to day, is that going to make you start to binge eat? Is that going to make you start to find unhealthy ways of coping with this stress? So kind of learning and helping your clients with the breathing work, just to kind of practice gratitude, whether it's breathing work or just whatever it is, but practicing gratitude and learning how to sit with gratitude, so that way the pressures don't fuck you up so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that when we say breath work or meditation, sometimes I think there's like a stigma around that, or like, oh, like spiritual or this, that. Like, no, you don't need to have any sort of religious or spiritual, like, it's just it's a tool that anybody and everybody should be using. Just like learning how to tie your shoes. Right. Like I said, like practicing.
If you wake up and your family's healthy,
yeah.
Like you won.
Yeah.
The fact, you know that like 60% of the world doesn't have access to toilets. 60%.
Speaking of,
that's like 4 billion people who don't have toilets.
Coffee's like going through me.
If you have a toilet,
use it.
Use it.
Because your girl's gonna.
Like, it's crazy.
No, we are 100% like
blessed. The fact that people are watching this means they're blessed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're able to watch this, you have a smartphone, you have a computer,
yep.
You're winning. Mm-hmm. No,
100%.
There's always something you could say.
There's always things to be grateful for. Like, truly. There's, again, I'm grateful I got, the right coffee order. I'm grateful you have me here today. Because this is, obviously I'm helping you. You help me. That's obviously how our, like, friendship and whatnot is, which I love. But
I'm happy to have you here.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
I was trying to say, I like lost my train of thought, but I was trying to say, like, it's also helpful for me because, like you're saying, like, this is, as I was describing, this is like kind of what I need to kickstart my thing too. Okay. Yeah. I'm young and like, but this is something that I want to do, podcasts, like talking to people, helping people. I'm a healer. I know that. Like, again, it's the empath. It's just, I know I'm meant to heal.
You know what I love? I love, like, I see you always getting out of your comfort zone. I don't even know if it's like out of your comfort zone, but like, I just see you like, posting and just kooky, wild,
just being
fun.
Weird, being me again, like old me would get anxiety about doing that stuff.
But I feel like even like old you's not that long ago, and I feel like you would still get anxious, but you would do it anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I admire. I feel like it doesn't inhibit you.
Well, because here's the thing.
And that's
I explain this. I will have anxiety if I don't do the thing that like my body's telling me to do.
That's why being a dreamer is fucking amazing.
But also just like being weird, being crazy, like doing like weird stuff. Like, why would you say that? Why would you do that? Because if I don't, I literally can't.
But
like,
I also think
I'll hold it in and I'll blow up.
What also helps is that like you're able to see outside of yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like you see yourself as the revolution of the world, which a lot of people.
It's me against the world.
Like that's what like people see themselves at the center, and I think with that mentality, it's a lot harder to achieve.
I used to be that way. Like, I used to think, like, I feel like I used to have a bigger ego and be more selfish. But again, I realized in those moments that, like, it's not sustainable for me. Like, for what? Again, to spread love. Like, because it's only going to, and the more I have been loving and, just creating relationships and talking and just being myself, the more it just comes back around like the right way, not forced. Like, it just flows. Like, my whole like outlook on life, I want things to flow, and I love that. Because again, what are you getting out of being negative or being selfish or being big egotistical? And it's only going to get you so far, and I can respect you and I can spread love for you and cheer you on from afar, but that's not the kind of energy that I want to surround myself with. And you are who you surround yourself with. Like 100%. As much as people don't want to maybe see that or admit or whatever, like it 100% reflects you. It's part of your life.
Look at you getting on your first podcast.
I know.
Starting something new.
It's so fun.
You know, eventually we'll get you starting your own.
I know.
You know what I mean? You might even start that today. All you need is a fucking phone.
Okay,
you don't
yeah.
need like professional shit.
Yeah, like where do you have Spotify? Do you put this on Spotify?
I put this on YouTube.
Oh, you
I'm
do?
gonna put
Okay.
this on other platforms. I haven't gotten around to it, but I know the workings of YouTube a little bit better, so I've been posting it on that.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you too. Like, I know like Spotify. Like, what do I need? Do I need to get a microphone?
I'll be able to help you with that eventually.
Okay. Yeah.
Soon enough.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
You know, I plan on posting on those platforms, so
Yeah.
I'll figure them out.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, definitely what you surround yourself with. I gotta say, like, I find a lot of I resonate with a lot of the stuff that you talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for me, like I see myself as a tool.
Yeah.
And way back when I was younger, like I would always use myself as a way to make people smile, even if it meant that I looked fucking dumb. You know what I mean? Or people thought I was like a fucking. People just hated me. If people hated me, but like I'm making, cause like I know what lows are like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I know like some people are like mad scared and actually at the cusp of not wanting to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And those are the people that I'm talking to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if someone's like criticizing me, but they're not even close to like ever like imagining being in that low of a point and they're criticizing me, my message isn't for them.
Yeah.
My message is for the people who I bring some light to. You know what I mean? Who continue, who want to like, who are revitalized, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's where my message goes. So I will gladly look like a fucking fool if I have to, if it means I'm saving somebody's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, you don't know the impact. Like, you don't know the impact that you can like make on somebody's life. And that's, again, gratitude. Like saying hi to people when you pass them. I mean, we live in like a cold world, and it's not me. And that's also why I'm like Australia. Like, I just feel like my people are there. Like
Right.
the whole vibe. I just love some of the things that I've researched and things that I know and have seen. I just feel like the whole vibe and atmosphere is different. And that's what's so great about traveling too, is
Yeah.
you learn so much.
It's not just about America.
Yeah.
There's so
like
much out there.
Yeah. Like even when I went down to Tennessee, I've never left the country. So that's another, like, I need to like go and explore. But when I was down in Tennessee, like everyone is so nice. It's like, I remember we were in the grocery store and this lady's like, oh, like, what are y'all getting into today? And we're like, oh, like, I think we're gonna like hang out by the pool. She's like, oh, that's awesome. Like, what do you guys like, just asking questions about life. Like, wow, you were nice. That's really cool. Not used to that up in Connecticut. So
Yeah.
it's nice to see that too, because that is spreading love. Like, that is the kind of atmosphere that I need to be in.
Maybe like your podcast can be like an on the road type of thing.
Yeah.
It can be like you like meeting people in
Oh my
public.
God, yeah,
Or like
wait.
seeing people like while you're moving. Spreading
a
love
really
on
good
the
idea.
street, spreading love, like
Ooh,
Just,
I
like,
like that.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Okay.
just like sparking up
I
conversations.
just keep thinking the spread love keeps coming in my head. So I feel like that just
I feel like that will brand really nicely. Spread
Yeah.
love, like you're actively going and spreading love.
spread love.
You're actively moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your form looks great today.
This is the best coffee I've ever had.
Right? Just record it, just document it all.
Oh,
But I
love
think you'll
it.
get on it, to be quite honest. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And I'll push you towards it too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm planning on continuing to keep on, doing this. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
if this
we're definitely gonna do
inspires
another
you,
one.
to like be
Yeah,
fire.
no, this is
Plus, we'll get a nice workout in.
Yes.
Nice little collaboration post. She's gonna teach me how I'm fucking up in my form. So stay on the tune.
Just make those-
Stay on the tune.
stay on
tuned
the
for that.
tune.
Let's get it. Oh man.
no, but I think it'll be super helpful. I know I can show you some things that like will probably make you go, because everybody that like, and that's how I felt when I learned this stuff. I mean, yes, you can learn so much through personal training, like getting the certification online. But to all of you out there who are personal trainers or who are thinking about it, I just got certified in April. Granted, I've been in the workout world for years, and I think that also like adds to my knowledge in working with, big bodybuilders and this and that and just different people, connections. But truly what has helped me in like being a better personal trainer and understanding the body more is going to conferences and going to getting certifications. Like when I went to Boston, it was an in-person training with obviously like PowerPoint and notes and stuff, but you're literally like explained the exercise, and you and a partner, like you pretend I'm the coach and you're the client, and then we switch. Like that is the best way that you can train yourself to like understand, especially when it comes to like exercise and the body, because I think it's really hard to, at least for me, I'm visual, but I'm also like hands-on, and I need to do it, like put my body through it to understand it. Right. And I think that's for a lot of people, and especially again, like in the fitness world. So highly, highly recommend like go and get certifications, because it's only going to make you better. Like I'm going next month and I'm getting like basically my mobility specialist certification. So I'm excited. Like I know I'm going to just take more from that, and it's going to help me be even better. So yeah.
I'm so proud of you. So young, going in avidly, going to like conferences and learning, and the information compiles.
Yeah.
So this is just gonna.
But when you love what you do, it makes it that much easier. I mean, I growing up like hated school, and like it just wasn't, I don't know, but I've really appreciated education and knowledge so much like the past year. And just how important it is, and how much, you know, I think that's also what keeps me happy is, and keeps me going, is learning. Because then life, it just gets boring when you just, when you shut yourself out to like new information and everything. It's like, okay, I'm just going to sit here forever for the rest of my fucking life.
That just goes against everything for me. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be fulfilled. I'd be in chaos.
Yeah.
Like I just would be so uncomfortable if I started being ignorant.
Yeah. No, that's not for me. And for some people, like, okay, yeah, maybe it is, but do things that like keep you young, that, you know, bring out like your inner child too. Like somebody was saying, oh, I want to start doing like handstands again or this. I'm like, do it.
People don't realize like when you start something new and you're like
have a hobby,
getting into your like you're getting out of your comfort zone, it's always going to be harder before it gets easier. Like even in science, right? And there's a curve when you have a reaction occur, right? I know we're getting nerdy. All right. All right.
I love it.
All right. Like when you have a reaction occur, in order for the action to the reaction to actually happen, to reach like that after point, more energy needs to be like put in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's always going to be a lot harder in the beginning, and people will think, man, like what the fuck? Like it's so fucking, but that's the most difficult period.
That's the hardest
and
part.
Like that's
getting started.
That's how you need to wire your mentality and your expectation.
With my podcast.
You know what I mean? That's how you need to wire your mind for the expectation of how things are going to be. When you first get started, that's when you're going to feel like the most amount of shit getting thrown in your face.
Yeah.
That's when you need to fucking keep on going. Even then, even after you're done with that little hump, you're still going to get shit going in your face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got to get...
But love, baby.
You got to, again, like, get comfortable being uncomfortable, because that's just, it's part of the journey. Things are going to come up and test us. And I think the more we can, again, practice being in a present headspace, breath work.
Life is all about unknowns.
Then the easier it is to handle those situations when they actually come up. But if we're constantly in a state of stress and in a fight or flight state, things are going to continue to be difficult. You know, you're not slowing down and trying to.
I think ultimately too, like it's the people who feel the most who are the ones who make it through. Yeah. Because without a sense of purpose,
empath.
Without a significant sense of purpose, you're not going to have a strong enough reason for you to tell yourself it's worth this suffering.
Yep.
You know what I mean? For me, my purpose, like it's worth the suffering. Yeah. It's worth all of it. Yeah. You know? So just going down it is enough. Yeah. But it's that purpose. And it's like I wouldn't have that purpose if I didn't have the pain beforehand. Yeah. If I didn't have the all that feeling. You know what I mean? Like
knowing your purpose is huge for sure. Right. And I'm learning that like more and more and more, you know, like, and when we understand our purpose, when we're still like trying to figure it out too, I mean, that's just going to bring so much more light to your life and giving you that reminder of why you're still going every day. I mean, yeah, maybe your purpose, and again, like I'm saying, your purpose can change, but I think knowing like why you're waking up every single day and doing what you're doing, like, and if you're miserable, like
doubt still comes in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like doubt still comes in. Yeah. Sometimes you may not know. Sometimes you have that purpose, but you're still second guessing. I don't know if that's your voice, that's someone else's voice, or whatever the hell is going on. but like ultimately there is something much deeper, that works beyond the doubt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
love
keep
that.
cutting you off.
No, you don't. You don't. Yeah.
Banging, banging,
Banging.
banging. So I mean, I feel like is there anything that you want to touch up on?
I'm trying to think. That's why I'm a little quiet, because I'm like, we've just like vomited so much good stuff that I'm trying to think if there's anything
I'm gonna say though, like
to touch on.
so with like the anxiety, you feel like you have a better grip on it now.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, just breathing, like the breath work, and through again exercise is medicine. And
Do you think it's like constantly being like constantly being exposed to it that has made you a little bit stronger?
Yeah.
You think you're like now we're a little bit more resilient or numb to it, or just
Yeah.
like not as
Yeah. Like I am such a pussy. I really am. We went to the Keys in the summer, and honestly, like my biggest fear is sharks. Like they terrify me. Like I would be in a pool, and I still do to this day, because I just have a very, very wild mind. And like I remember like being a kid and like being in the pool, and I'm like, oh my god, like a shark's gonna get me. Like yeah, a shark's gonna get you in the fucking pool. Anyway, but I don't really swim in the ocean. I just don't. I don't like not knowing what's like underneath me. That terrifies me. And so we went to
we
the
actually
Keys.
left a little gift for you underneath the couch. So if you actually wanted to, we got some keys back down there of a car. Oh, she's diving right into it.
Wait, Keys.
Not
of a
so
car?
scared anymore.
No, the Keys. We were in the Keys, like the Florida Keys, and we were in Key West, and like we were going snorkeling. And I was, again, we got to put ourselves in these uncomfortable situations sometimes.
Yeah.
Like that creates so much stress for me. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm with my sister, with the kids. Again, jump while I still can. Why not just like do it now? And so we did. I was terrified. It took me a second to get in the water, and then I was finally in. And I was like freaking out.
Was
like
that your first
for
time
sure.
in the ocean?
No.
What are you, dumb?
My first time. No, but like out in the middle of the ocean, like with a beach that's like literally got on a boat, drove us out to the middle of the ocean, and dropped us in the water. Like never done that in my life. So
Ooh, that's scary.
yeah, that is scary. And again, like being petrified of sharks and blah, blah, blah. But I faced my fear that day. And when I was freaking out in the water, like nervous, like looking around, like I also was like, again, bringing in that breath work, like calming myself down, because you truly cannot have a panic attack and be controlling your breath at the same time. Like you were saying before, what were you saying?
Gratitude and anxiety.
Yes, you literally can't. Like it is impossible. Like if I'm trying to focus on my breath work, but I'm having a panic attack, like one of them's going to win, you know? But when you breathe right, that's just going to help bring you back down to that parasympathetic state, that rest and digest. But yeah, that was terrifying. And I did see a little shark. It was probably like 6 feet. No, I don't even know. But I just hear people like, oh, it's a shark, a shark. I'm like, and I like look under the water, and I'm like, oh, he's kind of cute. He's just a little shark just swimming.
6 feet sounds like a big ass shark to
Yeah,
me.
no, it was definitely like 3 feet probably.
Oh.
It was a baby. And then I saw like a little stingray, and it was cool. And yeah, I faced my fear that day, and I'm so proud of myself. Old me would have never done that. But I think because, yes, my anxiety is so much better and I can control it more,
Yeah.
that I'm able to do stuff like that. Like now I'm like, I'm going to go in the Great Barrier Reef. Isn't that Australia, right? Yeah.
You're asking the
Great
wrong
Barrier Reef.
person. I'm not even close to a geology expert.
Anyway, yeah, so, and that's the other thing too. It's like Australia calls my name, and it is literally the country that has the most dangerous animals.
That's true.
But also I find myself just so
New Zealand.
like, it just fascinates me as much as, again, sharks scare me. Like I would be Shark Week, like binge watching that shit, like learning all about them, because they're cool. They're very interesting. Like animals are interesting.
This is after you went to the Keys? You just started like
Oh
loving
no,
sharks?
but yeah, no. My whole life I've been like that though. Like I fear it, but I'm very interested in it.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I just would watch so many documentaries. I would hate watching like those scary shark movies, but like I would also like love it at the same time because it just like, I don't know, like gave me a thrill, but I don't know. I think facing your fears is such a gratifying feeling as well. You know, not saying I'm ever going to jump in with the big boys, but you know, maybe I will. Maybe I will take myself by surprise.
Don't be the grizzly man.
Yeah.
You know that guy, right?
The grizzly man?
Yeah, the grizzly man.
No.
He like loved grizzlies, and he would like.
Oh God, did he get eaten?
Yeah, he got ate.
That's not funny.
He got ate. There's a documentary about it.
I'm picking my sock.
There's a documentary. He would like surround himself, like always go and venture, got mad close to him, and then eventually he fucking got ate. So overcoming your fears can be kind of fucking stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, no.
You know.
Yeah, that would take a lot of balls for me, I think, to like get in a tank.
Ooh, a great white.
Yeah.
White.
A great white. Yeah, but we also just live in a world where, you know, animals, I mean, I was thinking the circle of life, I mean, evolution, all that stuff, like it's crazy to think like we would not be a functional place if we didn't have the ocean and we didn't have these certain animals. I remember used to thinking like, let's kill all the sharks. Like I fucking hate them, they scare me, but like actually they're a really big part of the world, you know.
It's majestic.
Yeah, like just like their function and the animals that they kill and whatnot, and it's just we need it. We need the balance of the way that things are, and like not fucking with nature too. I've become more like so grateful. Like I'm like, oh my God, look at the clouds, or I'll just look at the leaves. I'm like, I never used to fucking care about this shit. Like I never used to care about leaves. Like now I look at them and I'm like, that's so pretty. Or like the sun, like it's beautiful today. Just like being grateful for little things like that too. Like the world's cool, you know? But I used to just be like, ugh. Like
fuck the leaves.
Yeah, fuck the leaves. Like I'm not even thinking about the leaves. Like
stupid ass leaves.
Yeah, and now I'm like looking out the window and I'm like, wow, like you're so beautiful.
That's so funny. That voice is hysterical.
But yeah, just being grateful and spreading love. Just the life to live, for sure.
100%. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thanks. Proud of you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Of course. Did you try your coffee? Do you like it?
Of course. Julia actually brought me a coffee today. How sweet of her.
I did.
So fucking sweet.
I know. Again, spreading love. It's the little things.
I'm also a basic bitch. Caramel macchiato. That's the order. Let's fucking get it. Yeah. That's the fucking order.
I love it. Have you ever burped into one of these?
No, if you want to, you can.
No, I don't have anything right now, but I just feel like it would project. Oh God. Such a child.
It had to be done.
Oh my God.
It had to be done.
I love it.
What a way to pop off an episode.
I know.
This was dope.
This
was
was
dope.
really
I'm definitely looking forward to like more future collaborations.
Yes.
I feel like we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
you know
our
what I
energy
mean?
just flows, which is cool.
But I also feel like I don't know. Do we feel like we covered everything? Do we feel like
I think well, that's the thing that's great is it's like we can always do it again.
Right.
We can always just, do another episode.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like I've said everything that I think we should do another episode maybe on like travel and I definitely, because I know I want to do that and I want to dive into that. But yeah, I think maybe we just came in today and just like winged it, which is fine. I love winging it. But I feel like maybe we can make like an outline next time and like cover certain things too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like we covered everything.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you can think of?
Not currently.
Yeah.
No, I think we covered some decent topics.
Yeah.
I'm sure watching back we'll think of
things
we can expand upon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think we touched upon Julia, like the world of who she is a bit.
The world of me.
You know what I mean? So young, so mature, kinda.
Kind of. I was gonna say, as I'm asking, have you ever burped in one of these?
And then me following through with it. No, but it's dope though. I think I know. I there's a part of me like.
Did you hear that?
There's an inner child I never plan on losing.
Yeah.
So, and I love it.
Nobody should. I mean, honestly.
I'm hyped on it.
It's just the way that we all have it in there. It's just, again, being yourself and allowing yourself to be that way. No fucks, no fucks given, no regrets. Like, just be you. Authentically,
That's right. Believe in
unapologetically.
yourself. Love yourself. Know your worth.
Exactly.
Work on your own tempo.
Yeah.
Not the tempo that other people are forcing upon you or expect you to operate within.
Maybe you operate at a 3 count, 3, 2, 1, maybe a 2 count, like, or maybe 1. I mean, our tempos are different. Like, we are not all the same.
Literally.
Find
your tempo. Find your superpower.
Find your tempo. Find your superpower. And come to my power hour.
Power hour. Guys, if you're looking for a personal trainer, you already know where to go. Julia Rose Fitness. That's her handle. We'll link it down below.
Beautiful.
If you have any questions for her, just send her a message.
Send me a message.
If there's anything you guys tell us your favorite part about this episode.
Yes.
If there's anything you want us to dive within, leave it in the comments below.
Hashtag reply post.
Hashtag reply post. That's right. Clip it up. Clip this post up. And,
I love it.
That's it.
Well, thank you for having me. I really,
Absolutely.
This is like so fun. And you know me, I could talk forever, but I feel like we covered all the bases here, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll collaborate on more posts.
Yeah.
We'll do some fitness stuff. That I'm really looking forward to.
Yes.
Because I love creating fitness content.
And I will talk your ear off and your ears off about it too.
I'm posting fitness content almost every fucking day.
So maybe that's what our next thing we'll do. I'll meet you at the Arsons.
Oh, let's go.
And
that's my fucking shit.
We can get a good workout in and
Arsons.
content. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Let's get it.
Awesome.
I'm ready for it.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for tuning in.
Subscribe and stay tuned for the next one.
Bye.